Hello.
Hey,
Yo.
what's going on?
Hello and welcome. Welcome back to the Source Wall, issue 66.
66.
Hello.
Slowly catching up to that 9.
Yep. That special number.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Source Wall. We are a podcast. We talk about comics, pop culture, movies, tell you what we've been reading. We'd like to hear what you've been reading, and we'll also give you a bit of a pull list to pick up for the Wednesdays. There's normally 3 of us, but today there's only 2. 2 geeks to the pod today. Isha, who's normally with us, she's a very busy lady actually, and she's at the Omnibus Theatre today. If you didn't know, she does a bit of
working on her acting skills.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so she's at the Omnibus Theatre today, and she's there from the 26th, which is today, up until the 30th of June. She's in a show called My Brother Jamal by Mark Gray. And yeah, you can catch her between the 26th and the 30th from 7:30 and 5 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. If you'd like to go and check her out, it's £15 at the door, I think. £15 and £12. So check her out in Clapham Common, North Side.
Yeah, we're about that 7:30ish. No matter what we're doing, 7:30ish.
Indeed. What's been going on with you, man?
Besides work, I've actually been trying to catch up on some comics. That talk we had on the last show had me feeling like, why am I not reading comics?
Yeah.
I binge read. So my ear is feeling really, really funny. I binge read Batman Who Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta read issue 6. It's pretty good, man. Like Batman Who Laughs. I'm glad I picked that back up. Yeah.
Nice.
And I read. Well, I've just been reading that, and obviously I read Heroes in Crisis, the last one, which I will be reviewing later on in the show. Stick around, people. Stick around.
So I remember talking about Batman Who Laughs. I haven't read it myself, but I remember what we were saying was like, well, what I was saying was they're doing more characters that have the Joker serum. Is it more understandable? Could you see now if it would work or not? Is it a story that you think,
Not yet. Reason being, not yet. But I've only read up to issue 5, and I've got to read issue 6.
Right.
And no, hang on a second. What does it go up to? It's a 7-part issue, so I still got to read 6 and 7. So maybe once I've read those, then it will make sense to me. But for now, it's just like, as I don't know, it seems like a cash cow.
Oh, really?
If that makes sense. Are you still there? You frozen?
Yeah, I'm still here.
It just seems like, okay. No, it just seems like there's nothing in it that so far that suggests, besides unless like the Joker starts near-deathing himself around people. Do you know what I mean? Because what happens is that what happened with the original Batman Who Laughs is that he killed the Joker, and then there's the toxin released and infected Batman. And then a similar thing happened to this Batman. The Joker was near death and the toxin was released. So unless the Joker is just going around, just near-deathing himself around Shazam and Superman and Blue Beetle, I can't see why it would happen, honestly.
All right. Well, keep us posted on that last issue that you read.
Hopefully I'll have a review by next week, but it depends if I've read 6 and 7 by then. But stick around, people. Stick around.
Defo. Well, gonna switch it up a bit today as well. Speaking of switching, sticking around, we're gonna do the news first.
Because we'll do the
comic book news.
So you can relax soon.
1 second. That is my
meet and greet team.
That's my podcast and my Google. Sorry. Stick around. We're gonna do the news first, comic book news, and then give you our reviews of what we've been reading this week or last week. So first up, we'll start off with some rumors about Taika Waititi. Now, do you remember Flash Gordon by any chance?
How could I forget Flash Gordon? It had one of probably the most iconic theme songs ever. So iconic that they're actually using it for that stupid cleaning solution that they got on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, have you not seen
I've
that
not seen
advert?
it. I don't watch TV much anymore, man.
I wouldn't say I do. It's only if like I'm in the living room and my mum's watching TV, so you see adverts. I have to turn them down. I can't stand adverts. But yes, I remember Flash Gordon.
Yeah. So basically,
actually, sorry. The last time I remember watching Flash Gordon was at your mum's house.
At my mum's house.
Yeah, that was the last time I remember watching Flash Gordon.
Years ago, then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that must have been years ago.
Yeah, it was. I was probably in single digits back then, man.
Yeah. So Flash Gordon, apparently he will be. He's signed up to actually. He's either direct it or he's going to be producer of Flash Gordon, but it will be an animated movie. Apparently.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so obviously we all know that Disney is now bought 20th Century Fox, and Flash was actually a property of 20th Century. So
yeah,
and Taika is kind of close with Disney, obviously, because he did Thor Ragnarok, and he's actually done quite a few other side projects as well. But yeah, apparently it's nothing's official yet, so things could change. But apparently he's been enlisted to do it.
For pop culture and geekdom, that would be good, because I feel like it's one of those cult followings that would just never go away.
Yeah, defo.
Even once we are probably like the youngest Flash Gordon fans out there. Now that I think about it, we're probably the youngest fans. But if people our age, between mine and your age, remember it, and it gets renewed, like something new will come, they will then introduce it to their kids, new fans right there.
Yeah,
I think it's a good idea. I'd be alright with that. I'd probably watch it if it was animated as well. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Flash Gordon was sick. I only remember it vaguely, but I remember it being sick.
Well, it started off in 1934 in the comics as a comic strip, and then we had the Flash Gordon film. And I think recently it was in Seth MacFarlane's film called Ted. You remember the teddy bear that comes alive?
No,
and
I never saw that movie. I never saw Ted.
I saw it once. It's kind of like a obviously like Family Guy / South Park. So the humor is very, very weird indeed. But from what I remember of that, the Ted film, they had the actor that played Flash Gordon, and there was a lot of coke involved in the scene as well for some reason. So yeah, hopefully we do get that Flash Gordon animated film. But again, it's Disney, so I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Flash was pretty hardcore back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember it so much. Again, mostly I just remember the theme song. Yeah.
Don't you remember Ming the Merciless?
Well, no. Was that one of the characters?
That was his one of the bad guys. His main bad guy. Right?
Yeah. See, I only remember so much, man. I don't. If I sat and watched it, it would come back. Yeah. But honestly, like, I'm too young to remember it that fully. And it wasn't one of those things that I watched religiously, So
yeah.
I have like vague, fond memories of watching it. I can't pretend that I was about it when I wasn't. But I remember enjoying it.
So Flash.
I still think it'll be cool.
Yeah, defo. Cool. All right. So that's that bit of news. We're waiting for some more to come on that. So the next thing is, speaking of waiting, apparently Marvel has been waiting for the right project for Keanu Reeves.
Really?
Yeah. So Kevin Feige told comicbook.com, we talk to Keanu Reeves for almost every year we make. Obviously, well, I think every year we make a film. I don't know when, if, or even he'll join the MCU, but we very much want to figure out the right way to do it. Feige brought up Jake Gyllenhaal, who Feige said he also approached multiple times for roles previous to Spider-Man: Far From Home. So it just seems like I don't know. What do you think? Like,
you know,
what do you think would be a good role for Keanu Reeves?
I was scanning my mind, trying to figure out who could Keanu Reeves play, and I've got someone so obscure. Do you know who I go for?
Who?
Uncle
I've
Ben.
heard a couple. Uncle Ben. Are you serious?
Because we got Marissa Tomei. Because we got Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. How sick would that look? As Marissa Tomei and Keanu Reeves as Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
You know what? I don't mind that. I do kind of mind that idea. The only reason why though, because he would only be in it for a minute, man. You need Keanu in there for a while, man. He can't still be alive, and if he was, he's going to be a short flashback, right?
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing. For him to be a long-standing character, oh God, who could he be?
Yeah. Well, I've seen Adam Warlock going around, and Moon Knight as well.
I thought Moon Knight actually. He'd probably be a good Moon Knight. He'd have to like go into himself and kind of bring out different styles of acting and not be that kind of monotone acting style that he's developed over his later years. He'd have to kind of come out of himself. Yeah, because Moon Knight's got like multiple personalities, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that might fit him though, man. He is quite monotone. Do you think he can do a few different? Yeah, like you said, he does need to come out of that monotone. Yeah,
I think for like certain parts of Moon Knight, he could do it, but I think he just needs to. He might need to be wild. He might need to be wacky. He might need to be angry. He might need to be just to show off the different styles of Moon Knight personalities that he has sometimes.
Yeah,
I think he. But do you know? But oh man, I'm just sitting here thinking who he could play. I feel like.
Can you?
The reason I wouldn't want. I think he could do it. The only reason I wouldn't.
Ryder.
Or who?
Richard Ryder.
Who's Richard Ryder again?
Cool. Richard Ryder was a Earth guy who joined the Nova Corps. I wouldn't say exactly, but pretty similar to like a Green Lantern Corps kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but they don't have rings, and well, they actually.
No, I know who the Nova Corps is, and I know who Nova is. So is he basically that Nova?
Yeah, no, that's Nova. Yeah.
Okay.
Earth Day. Yeah. Okay.
I would say, well, I don't know much about Nova, if I'm honest. I know that there's two versions. There's the dad and then there's the son.
Yeah. The dad is Richard.
Okay.
Well, I don't think the dad is Richard, actually. I think the dad was someone else.
Okay. But I was going to say, the reason I wouldn't think he'd be good for Ghost Rider, sorry. My computer's doing things, so it's distracting me.
It might be me talking over you as well.
Do anything. No. All right. What I was going to say is regarding him being Silver Surfer, the reason I'm not sure if he'd go for that is because I don't know if he's the kind of actor that wants to be seen. So I wouldn't want Silver Surfer to come to Earth, be Silver Surfer, and then feels like he has to assimilate to his surroundings and then be Keanu Reeves for like an hour of the movie. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that. I would want to straight see Silver Surfer.
But would you want to? So you wouldn't want Silver Surfer to be like maybe like a Groot kind of character, like an animated character. You'd rather it be a human in like painted silver. Do you think that would work? Though?
Yeah, or something like that. Something that just, yeah. I mean, if they wanted to CGI him, then fine. But if and then have Keanu Reeves voice him, but I just wouldn't want to see, unless it was like a flashback of him meeting Galactus and his and his planet being or almost being destroyed and him saving his planet. That's the only time I'd want to see Keanu Reeves as Keanu Reeves. Do you get what I mean? But if he needs to be Silver Surfer, once he's become Silver Surfer, I don't want to see Keanu Reeves. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, true. I would like that as well. I don't want to see them come back, man. That's one thing I don't like about the Spider-Man being in Spider-Man being anywhere alive. He's always rolling around with his unmasked.
Exactly.
I saw the I saw like a clip of the final scenes in Endgame, and he's just there like with everybody there unmasked and everything. It's like, oh man, there's no secret identity to this kid, man.
Yeah. See. The funny thing is though, in Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which is one thing that I loved. Did you read much of Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah. I did. I dropped off before spoilers for an old comic before he died.
Yeah, to be honest, so did I. I did as well. And then when it happened, I bought the graphic novel.
Right.
But no, I was the same. I dropped off just before Venom came back the second time, I think.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, getting to my point, he was always getting exposed. Like, he tried doing the secret identity thing, but he was always getting exposed. He met the X-Men. I think Jean Grey exposed him. He broke into the Kingpin's.
Yeah, I remember that.
Broke into the Kingpin's office. I remember they took his mask off, and they were like, they beat him up, and they were like, "Who is this kid?"
Who's
like, I don't know. And they just tossed him out the window. That was funny. And then Gwen found out. Mary Jane found out. Fantastic Four found. Everybody just found out who this guy was, and I was like, this version of Peter Parker is just not good at the whole secret identity thing. So
yeah, for real.
I just thought that was funny. So if the fact that the MCU, everybody practically knows who he is. It was quite loosely based on the Ultimate Universe anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think his tone of voice would suit Silver Surfer for me personally.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think, like, now that you said that, I can't really imagine him being Moon Knight now.
I can't. I honestly can't.
Different types of personalities, like you said, I don't think that would work. Like, I mean, you've got John Wick, you've got just throwing it out there, Bill and Ted. You've got that surf film he was in.
Point Break. Point Break was dope.
Point Break.
Oh God, I love that movie.
And even like Speed and Matrix, it's like they all kind of sound the same, kind of.
If I'm honest, and I love Keanu Reeves, and I think he's a good actor, but I feel like the most he's acted was Bill and Ted. Yeah, because he had to be. He had to be a bit wild stallion. You know what I mean? So after that, it was just like, I'm Neo, I'm Constantine, Point Break. But
he's sick. John Wick's sick though. I need to watch that third.
Ooh, I've been meaning to just drop this in our Dreamers group, but I was just saying on here. You seen the third one, right?
No, I just said that. I ain't said that yet. So
there's a little homage. There's a little homage to the Matrix that I noticed. Can I mention it?
I got it.
All right. There's a little homage to the Matrix, and it just popped into my head like yesterday. There's this bit where he says, "I'm gonna need guns," and I was like, "Shit."
I think that was in the trailer actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. But I was like, I saw that in the cinema, and I was like, I remember at the time I thought that was sick, but there was so much greatness that happened in that movie. Yeah, and then yesterday it just popped into my head. I was like, oh my God, that was like a nod to the Matrix. I love that they did that. We're going to need guns.
Did he say lots of guns?
I think he did. I don't want to exaggerate, but either way, that the line was subtly there. And I thought that was sick. Sick. And that, when you see that movie and that scene that happens after he gets those guns, so sick.
I can't wait. Do you know what? Actually, I was going to say, because normally me and my missus, we watch movies together. But I don't actually think that she's seen any of the John Wick. So
what?
Yeah. So I think I'm allowed to watch this by myself.
Oh, you
I might watch it if I've got some time this weekend. Yeah, so
I feel like you're doing your relationship a disservice if you don't get her to watch John Wick.
Well, yeah, but I want to watch John Wick 3 first, though. I don't want to have to wait.
No, I'm saying go watch John Wick 3, but just go introduce her to 1 and 2, but go see 3 on your own.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I think my internet is lagging a bit as well today.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it doesn't cut off, that's fine. But
it's fine.
Speaking of things cutting off, Marvel, they actually cut off from SDCC, the San Diego Comic-Con last year, but apparently they are back.
Yes, I've been hearing things. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited as well. I'm just excited to see what they're gonna bring to the table to Hall H.
Now, I saw something that suggested that there were hints to them talking about, and they actually used the term "what if."
Yes, I think I saw that.
Yeah, what if the Fantastic Four were in the MCU, and what if the X-Men were?
I didn't see that actually.
Did you not?
No.
I'll send you the video. But I love that they're using that term in their board meetings, because apparently that's how they said that's how Spider-Man got in the MCU. It was like, what if Spider-Man got into the MCU? But I'm the scary thing is my hopes are way up for San Diego Comic-Con. Like, they're just gonna drop some crazy, and it could be something simple as like Spider-Man 3, Black Panther 2, Avengers 5. Like, it could be nothing.
I mean,
Doctor Strange 2. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. The thing is, though, we kind of know a lot of what's happening. Like, they're filming Black Widow at the moment, right? So they're definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Eternals, they've pretty much got the production team sorted. They've got a director. They've got Angelina Jolie. They got Chloe Zhao. That's who's going to be the director of it. We got the streaming service.
Yeah.
You know that they're doing a Falcon, a Vision, and Scarlet Witch series. They've already started filming the Loki series as well. I think just being there is going to be the experience, because this will be pretty much the first time I think that they're going to be like, yo, we've got everyone together now. We've got Fox. The Disney and Fox merger is here now. Now we've got everyone.
Yeah.
Let's do some shizzle. So yeah, like you said, it's gonna be like, I'm excited for it, man. Maybe we're gonna get too excited for it. But let's hope, because a lot of their films as well, I keep saying a lot of their films at the moment, they've got release dates, so they've got placeholders, but they don't actually say what films are actually coming out on those dates. So I don't really want the whole thing to be like, oh, on this date, you know that we got a film out on this date, it's going to be Black Widow. Hey, we know it's probably going to be
I'm hoping it's not that.
We need new things.
Let's keep it real. Let's be 100. Let's be like, as they say, keep it 100. Yeah, we want to know about the Fantastic Four. We want to know about the X-Men. We want to know about Galactus. We want to know about the Silver Surfer. We want to know who's cast to play Wolverine, even though we're tired of Wolverine. By the way, Keanu Reeves would probably be a dope Magneto. You would. How interesting. Not like exciting and great, but how interesting would it be if Keanu Reeves played Eric Ledger? I think
that would be pretty sick, actually.
It would be. Or Doctor Doom. He could be one of those two.
Oh, could he? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I think it would be easy. This goes back to the whole Silver Surfer and Moon Knight thing. I think it would be easier for him to play Magneto than it would for him to be Doctor Doom. Because again, with Doctor Doom, I feel like he'd have to come out of himself a bit. Yeah,
because Doctor Doom is he's an arrogant mofo, and he's far from arrogant. He is far from arrogant, apparently. Anyway, but I don't know, man. That's a good one though. That Magneto is a good one.
But do you know what? I watched this movie on Netflix called Always Be My Maybe. I don't know if you've seen that bit. Huh?
No, I've not heard of that.
All right, well, I'll send you a trailer because it's funny and it's sick. But then it looked funny, yeah. And then me and Hey Boo Boo, we were watching the trailer, and then we watched the movie. That John Wick just came out of nowhere. We're like, what? John Wick is in this?
Oh, really?
But it's basically Keanu Reeves playing himself. And I have to say, going what you said about him not being arrogant, he played himself arrogant very well.
Really?
So, yeah. Like, and in that role, I would say he came out of himself. He came out of himself a bit to the point where it was so funny. So yeah. If he played,
interesting.
Yeah, if he played, like, watch it. If he played Doctor Doom with that kind of arrogance, it would be so cool. It wouldn't be over the top. It would be like this cool kind of. You'd have to see it. You'd have to watch the movie to see what I'm talking about.
That's the thing. Like when I read Doctor Doom, it's more like, for me, it feels like, yeah, he's arrogant, but like you say, cool arrogant, because he's pretty much right most of the time anyway, you know. But then when certain things happen, he gets peed off, and that's when he kind of switches and becomes a bit foolish in a sense. But yeah, that's a good one, man. That is a good one.
Film and get back to me, man.
Yeah, I will. I don't know about casting people. I don't really want to hear about casting people, really.
No?
Rather, I like you said about saying who's Wolverine, and I wouldn't really want to see that just now. I just, you know, I couldn't care less who's going to play Wolverine.
Well, I was just using Wolverine as an example because in terms of like the movie fans, Wolverine is like the most popular one. So that's just why I used the name Wolverine. But obviously us, we know so much more X-Men that are out there. Do you know what I mean? They showed, and a lot of movie fans won't even realize there were X-Men in those movies, like say in the background in the school. That probably should have got a lot more limelight than they did. They were just like, cameos. Do you know what I mean? Or if you saw a name on a computer, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
As Easter eggs, there's so many like people who wouldn't know. Do you know what I mean? So
back to when we first saw the Gambit name on the computer.
Yeah, with Remy LeBeau.
Yeah.
But if you look, Hank McCoy was on there as well.
Yeah.
So
crazy, man.
Obviously they put him in X-Men 3, and then he's been in it since First Class. But there's so many out there. I swear Havoc was on one of them before he was in.
I think so.
There were some, but there are some names out there that's not been used. I would love for them, and this is just going off random, to bring Darwin back and do it properly.
Mate, that's what peed me off about that that First Class and all that, man.
Yeah, me too.
Like, come on, man. That was a straight up 80s, 70s bloody action.
Yeah,
where
that
guy dies. It's like, how can this guy be like pretty much one of the most powerful mutants in the world who adapts from anything? And my man comes up and he's like, adapt from this. And like, no, of course he's going to adapt from that.
I honestly thought that he was going to be like, adapt from it and then be like, ha. Do you know what I mean? I honestly did. When he died, I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You did not, Hollywood, you did not do that in this day and age. But anyway, let's just dive this bit of a tangent. I'm just saying, the reason I wouldn't mind casting is because it would be like, I know you said you wouldn't be on it, but it would be like,
no, only because I want him to have to know where they're going first, like to have a story. Like you said, like from like my whole point exactly is like the whole Wolverine thing is like, why is everyone worried about Wolverine being cast and who's going to play Wolverine and Keanu doing this, being played as Wolverine? Or I to be honest, I don't. When it comes to X-Men, I don't care that much about. I do care about Wolverine, but I hate that Wolverine and the X-Men kind of thing. I've always hated that from when they did the cartoon, when they switched up the cartoon. And it was Wolverine and the
X-Men. I remember me and my brother complained about that as well. That cartoon though, did you watch it?
I watched it. Yeah. I
It had
mean,
a lot of
there was
potential,
some
man.
bits that
It had a
did
lot
have
of
some
potential.
bits.
I was disappointed when it got cancelled. It had so much potential.
Yeah. But
the reason I brought, like I said, I only brought him up just as an example, and the reason I was saying that I'd be okay with casting them talking about who they were going to cast is because I'd be thinking, oh, so you're actually doing this movie, you're doing that movie. X-Men is coming, Fantastic Four is coming. Think of a supergroup, Young Avengers or something, Champions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might bring out this little half mixed race Black Hispanic kid. They'd like to introduce you to Miles Morales or something like that. I would love that.
Hey, do you know what?
But, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was one kid in I can't even remember the name of the film now. It was a Netflix film with Idris Elba, Idris Elba, and he was the child slave lord or something. I can't remember, but there was one kid in it who was really good, man. I wouldn't mind him being and the kid was in a couple of other things as well. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him being Miles Morales. But then Miles Morales is a mixed. Am I even allowed to say that? He's
I think the term is biracial now, but whatever. I'm saying
biracial. He is biracial. I better get used to that. say that. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, he because he's biracial, he probably can't play it, but yeah, he's a really good child actor though.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What's next, anyways?
Moving on to some comic book news.
Sweet.
Vertigo. You're familiar with Vertigo, right?
Comics.
Yeah.
You see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's no more Vertigo. There won't be any more, but come January, there won't be any more Vertigo comics.
But they're the ones that's got all like the hardcore stuff, right?
Yep.
So
Fables.
Hellblazer used to be on there.
Hellblazer, yeah. Sandman.
Yeah, all of those ones.
Yeah. Basically they're cutting it out. They're getting rid of it. So
what are they doing? They're just gonna put it all as DC or?
So at first, people thought that, but apparently they're going to do they should all be going to become a new imprint. So instead of Vertigo, you would have Black Label.
Black Label.
Yeah. So all the Black Label that we're getting at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's basically going to be 3 different age range, for instance. So you got DC Kids. You got DC, and then you got DC Black Label. Right. So a lot of Vertigo lines, a lot of those are kind of adult orientated comics.
Yeah.
So a lot of those lines will go on to the DC Black Label, and then obviously you'll have the kids, young. I think was it Young
Wizard, isn't it? I mean, that's what they're doing. Well, with Young Justice, I swear it says I can't see a comic from here, but I swear it's like. No, I swear it's like Wizard or something like that. I might be wrong. That's what is. I might be wrong.
Young was it? Oh no! I was gonna say Young Animal, but no. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what they're gonna do with Vertigo now. So
okay. As long as everything's all still canon and the characters aren't going anywhere, I'm alright with it.
Yeah.
It's whatever to me, really. I haven't read much of Vertigo. I've got like Sandman up there.
Yeah. Why the Last Man was on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, American Vampire. Then you got DC Zoom titles as well. That should be going on to. So DC Zoom titles were like cartoon-based titles, like Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So Jim Lee actually said, he quoted, "What we've done here is apply an age and stage organizing philosophy that will strengthen what we're already doing well, whether that is our move into young adult and middle grade audience or our long track record of success with creator-driven pop-up lines." I mean, the thing is, I don't mind it. It does kind of make sense, but then like I don't know. I don't know. It's good as long as they don't try to put like Constantine on DC Kids or one of the.
God, could you imagine?
Kingdom Come goes on to DC Kids. It's like they're doing an adaptation of that. Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine if it's like a cop out just to do things like that, just to kind of make it more kid friendly, make it more kid friendly, and then all of a sudden all the adult ones and then the teen ones are just phased out. And it's just all kid friendly comics. Ugh. And then I would officially be all Marvel all day when that happens. Batman's running. I don't know if you've seen those. Is it Playmobil? It's toys.
The toys, yeah.
Yeah, and like I think it's Playmobil. Or Imaginext. Sorry, it's Imaginext. Ugh, whatever. It's Imaginext, and they do like DC toys, and sometimes they do Marvel toys. But when they do the Batman ones, I can't stand them because he's always smiling. Batman's always got this big smile on his face. It's like obviously to kind of be friendly towards kids. And I'm kids who have seen Batman know that Batman doesn't smile. So there's no need to market him towards kids like that. We know Batman doesn't smile. It's part of his charm.
I mean, I don't mind if they do like those, like I think what are they called again? Like the DC Kids, like they do like the adaptation of that, or these DC Zoom titles where it's like you get those I don't know, like the Lego, the Lego cartoon, Lego movies. They can do obviously adaptations like that, but don't make the main titles.
No, I would not be with. Having said that, I love the Lego Batman movie. Hoping for that sequel.
That movie was sick.
What was great about it was that it was just
Batman one.
Sorry,
it was the one after. There was another one after, wasn't it?
There was a Lego movie, then there was the Lego movie 2, and he was in both of those. But there was a Lego Batman movie where it was all Batman. I'm saying that was dope. That was actually just like a good Batman movie.
Yeah. The Lego movies too. That's the one I didn't see.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Batman one I did see. That was with the Joker.
Yeah, the Joker was just going through mad. I don't know. Why don't you love me?
Yeah.
Basically. But that was good. But yeah, going on with them getting rid of Vertigo. Hey, I'm with it as long as as long as it's not like a drastic change to what DC's doing with its comic books. As long as they're not trying to phase out any titles or characters. We still got Constantine, we still got Sandman. Because one of the things I loved about Dark Knight Metal, that was last year now, right? Damn, this year's going quick. Is that they actually had Sandman in an issue. I think it was like issue 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Dark Knight Metal, or are you talking about Batman Damned?
No, Dark Knight's Metal.
Oh, okay.
Sandman was in issue 1 of Dark Knight's Metal.
Oh, Sandman. Oh,
Sandman,
sorry. Yeah. I was thinking of Constantine for some reason.
Do you know what? I forgot about Batman Damned until you just said, DC, give me my comic. I've been waiting. Oh my days.
It's out today, bruv. It's on our pull list.
All right, fine. I better see it in the post during the week, yeah?
But do you even remember what happened in it? Anyway, let's talk about yeah, go on.
Do I remember? No, I don't, actually.
I don't remember either.
I don't have a clue. Oh, my days. I can't remember what I was going to say now.
So that's Vertigo leaving.
Yeah. What's next, man?
So this one kind of peed me off a bit. I really hated this one. So last week there was something going on with Marvel. They were sending out coded messages, a Spider-Man coded message. So they were sending a picture with a 4 coated in webbing, and then the next day it would be 3, next day 2 and 1. So when they did the 4, people were thinking, Spider-Man, and they're gonna talk about like, I don't know, something about Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Or it might be, I don't know why people were thinking this. I was like, are you serious? Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 4 film they're going to release.
Please.
Yeah. Then it was free, and people were like, "Oh, what's are they going to is it Spider-Man 3 or whatever?"
Mm.
So, and then basically the countdown was a new Spider-Man comic, new title.
We've Spider-Man. Sorry, I just have to cut you off real quick there. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is only on issue 7. Why are we getting a new Spider-Man comic?
Well, because it's going to be J.J. Abrams and his son Henry Abrams, who's going to be writing the new comic.
All right.
Which should debut in September. It's going to be 5 issues and going to be drawn by Sarah Picilli.
Oh, nice.
Who, if you don't know, she did Miles Morales, very good artist, and colored by Dave Stewart, with the issue 1 cover by Olivier Coipel and Stewart. I love Olivier Coipel. He's bloody sick, man.
He is.
So yeah, J.J. Abrams said, "We've written a Spider-Man comic. I've been talking to Marvel for a long time about doing this. I'm really excited, and there's a crazy new villain named Cadaverous. His son, who I don't know how old he is, but he looks about 12 or something. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's happening. Thank you so much. Good for them. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't. For me, it's like, okay, your dad's famous. I don't think it's fair, to be honest. I seriously don't think it's fair. He might be a good writer. I don't know. I've never seen any of his work, read any of his work, but there's many writers and artists.
A lot of writers and artists that struggle,
and and you're talking about Spider-Man. Pretty much a number one, a
big one. Like, it's not a lot of these comic writers. They end up starting on someone real minuscule, like a real minuscule character. Like, sorry to say, like an Iron Fist or a Luke Cage or
Iron Fist is sick, bro.
You get what I mean, though. Like, if you're writing for Iron Man, Spider-Man 4, that's or an Avengers comic, that's big. Or an X-Men, that's big. That's up there, but to get in the doorway of Marvel, you need to do like a West Coast Avengers. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do Avengers. Pardon?
Apparently not anymore.
Yeah, well, not when your dad is part of the label, I guess.
I didn't like this. Like, I really didn't like the way. I mean, trying to get people excited about it as well. Doing things like that.
That was cheap. To be honest, that was real cheap.
It was cheap, and at the time when Spider-Man the movie's coming out is out now. Yeah. Well, like, people have watched the previews. It's out next Tuesday, and it's I'm not feeling it, to be fair.
That's fair enough. And so his son actually looks around like he's not an adult as a kid.
Yeah, he's probably about, I wouldn't say 12. He's probably about 14, maybe.
No, that's BS. So he's got his foot in the door. And the thing is, his dad has probably written the core of the story, and he's probably got like 3 ideas, and it's like, hey, son, which one of these scenarios do you like best? That's probably all the contribution he's probably put in.
Yeah, I mean,
again, it's not fair to artists and writers that are really struggling to get in there, who probably sent scripts and scripts of stories to Marvel that are just sitting in offices on like piles of paper, or nowadays it's probably on USBs that are just sat in trays,
or emails.
Do you know what I mean? That are just not being touched or looked at. I think that's real unfair. Hey,
I don't think it's a hating thing either, because a couple of writers have mentioned it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They've mentioned it in their tweets and that. It's like, well, I mean, good for him, but there's many people who has to work hard to get to that, to even get a foot in the door, like you said, into even West Coast Avengers. That's hard in itself.
Yeah, it is.
It's so hard to get into the whole comic game. But
you got to write for Valiant or Image or top IDW. Like sometimes you got to start over there before you can even get to Marvel and DC. This guy's gone straight to the top,
straight
to the biggest publisher of comic books. Like, come on,
it's
man.
like
That's like. You got like, you got DreamWorks, you've got, I forgot what the other one is, and then you got Disney. Warner Brothers, DreamWorks, Warner Brothers, and Disney. Yeah. And let's say, obviously, Disney's Marvel, we'll call Warner Brothers DC, and we'll call DreamWorks Image. Yeah. And you just skipped Image and Warner DC. You've gone straight to Disney. Like,
yeah.
That's nepotism at its finest, by the way. Like, that's just straight. Straight nepotism. So I will not be reading that book out of protest. This is for all you writers, for all you artists, for all you ones that dream of really, who will work hard. My brother's an artist, so I'm not with that, man.
Yeah, I'm not either. Actually, apparently he's 20 years old.
20. That's still, regardless of his age. So he's probably written a few fan fictions. I'll give him that. Yeah, he probably went to college and honed his skills. I'll give him that. He's still basically he's not even going through the back door. He's going through the front with his dad.
Yeah.
So, now, unless you can, again, throw me some information. Actually, he did work with IDW. He did. Do you know what I mean? Shut my mouth. I'll take everything back. But unless that information comes out, nepotism at its finest, man. That's what I'm saying.
That's it for the comic news.
Sweet.
So reviews now, or what we've been doing basically. I have watched Legion season 3, episode 1.
How was it?
It was good, man. Honestly, you know how they're taking apparently they're taking Deadpool over to Marvel.
Yes.
If they took Legion as well, I would be all right with that. Honestly. Seriously. It's such a good Fox. This is Legion and what's another? I mean, Gifted was okay. That weren't too bad. But
I didn't watch that. It just looked like Heroes. I just thought I'm not watching Heroes again.
Yeah, it is kind of. It does feel like Heroes. Yeah, definitely feels.
It looks just like. And I'm not even. I swear somebody told me there was like a cheerleader in that. Was there a cheerleader?
I can't remember if she was a cheerleader actually, but she actually looks like the same girl though. I thought it was the same girl when I first saw it. I was like, she looks the same, man. But yeah, I mean, Legion. I would implore you to catch up, man, if you can, because
I was thinking about it actually, because I've been reading. He's been in Uncanny X-Men. I mean, it's been a few issues back now, but I started thinking, wait, what's his deal? Is he a villain in the comics or is he an anti? It's like I don't know his deal, and I started thinking, wait, so then what's his stance in the TV show? So now I'm kind of curious in that sense, like where he toes that line.
It is sick, man. They've even got like they had the Astro plane in there as well, and just the whole concept of it as well. It's not like it is a show, but it's so artistically. It's just done with art. Honestly, it has done with a lot of thought going through. Like literally, you're I can't even explain it, man. Honestly, like the first 20 minutes, you're introduced to a character and a Japanese character, and she's listening to some headphones, and it's like talking about time travel, how to accomplish time travel, but saying like describing it as if you're traveling backwards in time, it's still the present because obviously it's you traveling, so it's still your present.
Yeah, that's what Avengers was saying, sort of thing. Oh, well, no, they said your present. No, going back in time is your present.
Yeah.
It
wasn't describing it. It was kind of like a more of a when people listen to recordings like to help them sleep or meditate, things like that. It is pretty much similar to that. And there's one bit where she's got a butler, or she's in a hotel, and the butler comes brings in the TV, and then her dad's on the TV, he's eating, he's like, oh, so how are you? How's your grades? Oh, that's fine. Speak to you later, kind of thing. He wheels the TV off, and it's like, yeah, she's like, it's a very thought-provoking TV series. And even like last season as well. Every season it kind of switches up a bit as well.
Okay.
And last season it would cut like during the show or the ad before the advert comes on, or it would kind of take you through different scenarios where you will have a narrator talking about certain things, and then it will cut to the show, and it doesn't have really anything to do with it at the moment. But then as you're watching it episode by episode, the things that they were narrating, it actually comes into effect in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, Noah Hawley, man, he is really good at doing this, man. And honestly, hand to heart, I do hope this could be a good kind of when you watch this, it could be a good explanation of how the X-Men come into the Marvel MCU in that sense. You know what I mean?
Okay. I honestly don't think it needs to be like a big deal.
No, and it's not. And it's not.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing is kind of, it all happens in its own kind of atmosphere in a sense. It's not like world binding or anything like that. Everything that's happening is kind of happening in this one place with a certain amount of people. And you know, you've got they do talk about the X-Men, they do talk about Charles Xavier, and you watch Game of Thrones, right? You know the guy who played Varys?
Varys, yeah.
Varys, yeah. He's actually going to be Charles Xavier as well.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So and the whole with this season anyway, and last season it was with Farouk. You know when Charles Xavier went to in the comics, he went to pick up Storm, and at the time he was in a restaurant, and he was having a mental fight with
Shadow King.
Yeah, the Shadow King is in it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and basically the Shadow King is angry because Charles Xavier locks him up. They did that. They did the battle, and they showed the battle as well, but in like a blackboard kind of animated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's so artistic. Yeah, and then he finally comes out because obviously David Haller is Charles Xavier's son.
Yeah,
very powerful psychic. So he's trying to kind of get back at Charles by getting his son, and it's the whole kind of battle between that, because David Haller has always had voices in his head when he was a kid, and they've put him on medication to kind of fish it out, so he doesn't realize kind of his power, and he doesn't actually realize his power until pretty much the end of last season. And like, mate,
it's funny because, like, you know, you spoke about it before, you and Isha spoke about it before, and I've not shown much interest, but for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm reading X-Men comics at the moment, and obviously because I saw the trailer the other day, but all of a sudden I'm interested. And it's not even, and some of the stuff that you've been saying is like, it sounds dope. Is it on Amazon? Is it on Amazon, or do I have to watch it on Sky?
I think it might be on Amazon.
I'm gonna check that later. If it's on Amazon, I actually might watch episode 1 tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
If not, it's season. Okay. If not, it's season 2 of Happy.
I will say though, it is one of those where it would be better for you to pay attention. Like,
yeah, and I remember you said that before. I remember you said that before in season 1. I remember because I was insulted. I was like, I wasn't even on my phone. I was watching it. I was sitting and my phone was nowhere near me. That's cool though. That's cool. I actually remember episodes 1 and 2. No, I'd probably watch it from season 1, episode 2, because I think that's the one I fell asleep in. Episode 1, I remember it vividly. Like I remember it like it started last week. It still feels like that kind of newish show to me. And what is it, season 3 now?
Yeah, season 3.
Crazy.
Season 3, episode 1 I just watched. So
damn. I'll give it a watch. Why not? I ain't watching anything else. I'm not watching anything. Besides Happy, I'm not watching anything else at the moment. So yeah, that's cool.
What I read this week as well, I read Frank Miller's Superman Year 1.
I'm waiting for mine to come into the post. How was it?
It was decent.
I don't mind if you spoil it. I honestly don't.
Huh?
I don't mind if you spoil it. So that's fine.
Well, there's actually nothing to spoil. The only thing there's nothing really to spoil. It says Superman Year 1, but it's not. It's Superman. It shows the destruction of Krypton. It shows him being a baby. It shows him growing up in school with his friends. So there's probably it shows probably about the first 15, 16 years until it's time for him to go to college, but he decides to go to, at the end, as you may or may not know, or you heard through the grapevine, he goes to the military at the end.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, but
the military, wow, that's an interesting take.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. I really like that. I can't wait to read that.
So yeah, I mean, it's really good because, like you said, it's a different take of what we've all seen before, we've read before, we've watched before. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just got that kind of a little bit of rawness to it, that bit of Frank Miller rawness to it. Yeah, like it shows him like growing up, and as he's growing up, he's getting his new powers and figuring stuff out. But he's doing stuff like there's a scene where Pa and Ma they're talking, and then he's a little kid and he's just jumping. And then the next scene he's jumping a bit higher, and another scene he's just whoop, and it's like what is just jumping all across the field kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like Pa, his dad's looking for him. He just runs off, and then suddenly he just appears in front of his mum. He's like, yeah, he's got kind of super speed as well. And there's a bit where he's running with the dog, and he just decides he's flying as well. And
yeah,
it is a good take. It is a nice fresh take to it.
Okay, I'm waiting for that to show up in the post. I already know I got the delivery note, so it should be with me soon. I can't wait to read that one.
It gets interesting when he's actually in school, because he's hanging around with like nerds and geeks, or the regular type of kids who would get bullied kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're getting bullied quite a lot, and he's trying to decide whether to stick up for them and how to stick up for them. And then he does do it, but then it gets worse, and then he's kind of trying to figure out what could be the best route to go to kind of, you know, and there's certain things that happen as well. Like there's one kid who kind of figures something out, and like I think he might pop up again later on in the comic, but yeah, you got the Lana love story.
Of course,
there's one really, really, really good bit where, like at the end, he is going off to the military, and he's on the train. He says why he's going off to the train. He actually kind of spent the night with her as well. And Ma and Pa's waiting for him at the train, and she's like, "Oh, where is he?" He's like, "You know what? He's doing his last goodbyes." And he gets on the train. Then he's on the train, and then he's just thinking about Lana. And then he's like, the narration is saying like he can't. She's not there, but he can see her, and you could like see through the fields. And then you just see Lana on the roof, and she's just holding up the sign, because she knows that he can see it. The sign says, I love you and I miss you. And he's just like, oh man. Just like little touches like that, like really really thought-provoking little bits. But yeah, it's definitely worth the read. It is quite a few pages. It's like 68 pages.
Okay.
So Yeah, but it's
Alright.
worth it. I think he's done pretty well with this.
I'm waiting for that one. I'm looking forward to that anyway. So, how many geeks would you give that?
I actually give it either 3.5 or 4. I'll give it 4. I really did enjoy it. And I am looking forward to seeing where the military takes him.
Yeah,
we've never actually seen.
We've not.
And it would make sense as well that he did go to the military. And
well, with the way he was raised and wanting to do good, you'd think joining like some sort of service before he has the revelation of being Superman. You'd think he'd think, yeah, going into the military or being a police officer is like the thing I should do.
In here, the reasoning is because he wants to go out there and discover the world. He wants to travel the world and see different things. So, which his father spoke to him about, like, you know. So that's his reasoning for going to the military, so he can do that, so he can travel and do all that kind of stuff. So it does actually make sense as well. And like going around into the world in the military and seeing different stuff from different points of view, and doing what you need to do in the military as well. That could be the whole, would you call it? The whole kind of crux of him becoming Superman, or actually wanting to be a hero. You know, you won't get that in a small town of Kansas. You know,
no, you wouldn't. All right, well, that sounds SourceWall approved, and I'll be reading that soon. Maybe we can do like a double review once we've.
Definitely.
Yeah, that sounds dope. All right, cool.
Do you want to do a double review on Event Leviathan? Because I read that as well.
I haven't read it.
Oh, you haven't read it?
No, I just found out about it. Have you been reading it?
Oh, yeah, I read it.
How is it?
It's good, man. We'll do the review next week, but it was a good read, man. It's pretty sick. Like I've been reading a bit of the Superman comics as well.
Yeah.
And basically everyone's getting effed up by a new secret kind of organization called Leviathan.
Yeah.
And the DEO, the Argus, all of those, they're getting bossed up, man. Everyone's getting taken out. Every secret agency is getting taken out. And one that was supposed to be a new they're supposed to do like a big release of a new building, but before the building got
made
or revealed.
Well,
it got made, but
revealed.
It got revealed to the public. It got taken out, and I'll just give you a small bit, a little small bit. You got Lois Lane investigating. It's like the building literally just got effed up.
Yeah,
Lois Lane there, and then you got Batman there as well, and they're kind of talking. And they're kind of talking about, so she's like, oh, why are you here? And he's like, the same reason why you're here. And why are you here without him? And she's like, yeah, he's got some business to do. And I was reading it, and the first time I read that bit, I was like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. This is a decent conversation between Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Lois Lane. And obviously she knows who he is, and they're talking about Superman going away. And then... And then what else is she, he's saying? Oh, because her father's in the military as well.
Yeah, General Lane.
Yeah, and he's been taken out as well. He's still alive though, but he's been taken out. And Batman's like, yeah, do you not see that? Do you not think it might be personal because your father? Well, she says something, and he says, I don't think it's personal because even though your father got taken out, you're still here, kind of thing. And then they're talking, and then you just hear, and then Batman says, I need to get it because he says it quite funny, man. It's pretty funny. Where is it? He goes, this is what so they're talking about her father, and he says, can your father speak? And she says, heart attack, he's non-responsive, so no. And to be blunt, I do not find myself in the most sharing of moods, even with you, seeing as the only person I truly trust isn't on this planet. And he goes, I can't relate. you are in a lot of trouble, Lois. And then she goes, well, I'm breathing. That usually goes hand in hand. And he goes, you have to see for the pieces to fit you. And then he pauses and he's like, were you here when it happened? And she goes, I said I just snuck in, like, oh. And he's like, not you. And then you just see Steve Trevor on the floor, and he's like, yeah, you two haven't shut up since you walked in here. And he's like, oh, shizzle, man. And that made me go back, and I was like, did she actually say, like, Clark Kent, or did she leave any clues about her knowing Superman, and Batman? But yeah, it's written so good like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
looking to get that soon. As soon as I can get to a comic book shop out, because I'm not going to wait for it to. Is it, what issue is it on now?
It's on issue 1. Is
it just issue 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, it's doing things that it's talking about stuff that has been happening in the Superman comics.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, it would be good to actually kind of catch up with that first before you read it, because some things might go over your head, but they do kind of explain what has been happening.
Yeah, that would probably just take too much time. I'll probably just jump right into it, or maybe I'll find someone who talks reviews and watch that. It'll be easier.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Bendis at the moment, I think he's doing a decent job. Although right at the beginning with the Rogolzar and certain other things he'd done, I was a bit like, what is he doing? Things are kind of starting to come alight.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing a good job with Superman so far.
Okay, cool. The only thing of his I think I've been reading is Naomi his.
Yeah, Naomi,
isn't it? Yeah, Naomi's been dope. And I've only read one issue of Young Justice, shamefully.
Yeah.
So that's one of the comics that I've just got to take a moment and just binge read. I'm so behind on so much. But from what I've read of Naomi is like geniusly written. But I look forward to reading Leviathan. I'll probably go get issue 1 on Saturday when I've got some time to do it.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah.
Event Leviathan, right? Or
Leviathan.
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, because you've been reading Naomi, haven't you?
Yeah. I'm a couple issues behind again, but it's nothing. I think I caught up to where the latest one came out, so I need to read the one before that or something like that. Yeah, and then they're releasing an issue of, is it Action Comics or is it Superman, where she's revealed to the superhero world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I can't wait to read that. That's gonna be sick. That's gonna be so sick.
Yeah.
So we've got to stay on my Naomi, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've been staying on Heroes in Crisis and Doomsday Clock, right?
I didn't have time to read Doomsday Clock. I couldn't find the time, so I haven't read it yet. But I think I'll read it after we're done talking. But Heroes in Crisis, I have read, and apparently there was like this kind of uproar regarding the ending.
Yeah.
People not liking it.
Heroes in Crisis.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Heroes in Crisis, yeah.
But what did you think?
Me personally, I liked it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, yeah, well, for one, Wally's not dead. Spoilers. Sure, you froze. No, even before I found out Wally was alive, I think I found out you find out Wally's alive in issue 5 or something, when Booster Gold and Ted Cord are like, the Wally's body is like 5 days old or something like that.
Yeah,
so
you knew that was gonna come into play.
So from then you knew. And I kept making the Tom King jokes even then, even when I knew. And even when I thought he was dead, I still feel like it was a really well-written story. Things that I liked about it, because I remember saying to you guys, it didn't feel like the concept of it, which I've said before, is supposed to be like superheroes going through PTSD. and them having a place where they can talk about it. And I felt like
that wasn't it.
No.
Yeah.
And I felt like that wasn't it. I felt like I was just seeing snippets of like therapy sessions. It wasn't until we finally see Wally West, and Wally West is talking, especially like in issues 8 and 9 where he's talking to himself. Where you finally understand, okay, he was going through his PTSD and he felt like he was alone. He's done all this stuff and he felt like he was alone, that no one else was going through what he was going through. So he felt like he needed to do something to I don't know, to make everything feel real. That at that point, I felt like, okay, he has tackled a superhero going through PTSD. And I feel like with Wally West, he did it so well. So with that concept of the story, I really, really enjoyed it. One thing I didn't like, and this is because I was having a conversation with somebody on Instagram, because he asked me, because he had just finished reading it today, and he asked me what I thought of Batman's involvement. And I said to him, his involvement was quite... Yeah, I completely forgot, because I said to him, his involvement was quite minimal. I completely... Because it started off with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman investigating these murders. But then it
got to Superman explaining, because the whole secret got out that superheroes were going to see a psychiatrist, basically, and it got to the Superman making a statement to the world saying that we're humans too, even though he's not. But that's basically what he was doing. And then after that, it was like
nothing happened. Nothing happened. It went straight to Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Ted Cord, and Booster Gold.
And is that his name? Ted Cord.
Ted Cord. Yeah, he's the original Blue Beetle. No, well, right. He's the second Blue Beetle before Jaime Reyes.
Right. Okay.
Even that confused me. I was like, is he? If I'm honest, him being there confused me at first, because I wasn't sure if Booster Gold was talking to his dead friend. I was so confused because with Jaime Reyes being Blue Beetle, Ted Cord should be dead. Do you know what I mean? So it's like he's to me, he was just thrown there, and I was so confused. I was like, is he talking to himself? To me, that was never made clear until he started interacting with the other characters. When it was just Booster Gold and that Blue Beetle, I was like, yeah, he must be talking to himself. Do you know what I mean? But not till Batgirl and Harley Quinn was like, oh, they can see him, they can talk to him. I was like, oh, he's alive. I was like, what? But anyway, it went from Superman, Batman, basically the Trinity, to these guys. And one thing I did say to this guy on Instagram is that there was a comic with Batman and the Flash, which was supposed to sort of deal with it, and I only read one issue. Remember, like the sequel that sequel to The Button? I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think I've read a bit of that, but that
didn't even deal with the whole Wally West being dead or Sanctuary. It's like I think they spoke about it in issue 1, and then what's her name? Metropolis Girl or whatever, that girl who flies. Gotham Girl. Yeah, sorry.
They had their own thing going on there.
Yeah, so it's like Sanctuary wasn't even, as far as I know, I haven't finished reading it, like I said, but Sanctuary wasn't even dealt with. So it's like Batman, Wonder Woman. To me, that part of Heroes in Crisis I didn't like. They were just like loose ends. That it's like, okay, Lois Lane exposes Sanctuary. Then what? Batman is like the world's greatest detective as well, and he couldn't figure out what was going on with Wally West. It took Batgirl, Ted Cord, and Booster Gold, and Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn pretty much bodied the Trinity, and nothing came of that as well. So
they're making this seem like a Force Awakens to me now. The more you talk about it, the more upset you get about the conclusion of it.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of in hindsight. It's only because it's like, so I suppose I can understand why people didn't like it. If I focus solely on Wally West, this is a great story for Wally West. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say him being at Sanctuary, him even being there and not even being sure if, because he knows that the people he's talking to, like his counselors aren't real. They're like, they're robots. So he got to thinking, oh, all the heroes that are here, they're not here. So he, to see if they were really pretty much killed them.
Exactly. Okay, so what do you? What do you think about like him? Because he's a killer now, right? He's killed heroes. He's killed people. He's done that. That's and he kind of got away with it.
Well, by the looks of the end of it, he looks like he's going to have to. In terms of being in public, by public I mean like the regular people who don't go around saving people, like people like you and I. They'll never know. The superhero community, because it looks like Batman and Wonder Woman, they have him handcuffed. The Flash and Superman, there's a panel where like he's sitting down and they're standing over him, so he's gonna have to deal with it. You know what I mean? It looks like he's in the cell. By the very last page, it does look like he's in the cell. So I feel like he will have to deal with it. I just don't know how yet, because I know he's got a comic coming out soon. Sorry, it's getting dark in here.
Yeah, it's quite dark.
So give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. So yeah,
my light's dead. I forgot.
I really did like it. I think Tom King. I think he's one of those you got to give him time to tell his story. Definitely.
Tom King.
Tom King. Yeah.
I mean,
definitely one you got to give him time. I think he's not like Jonathan Hickman, give him time kind of thing. Because a lot of stuff is going on in that, and things are making sense. But to me, it just seems like we were saying, it's like he had an idea, and somehow during it, some things got filtered out. Like you said, the whole Batman being the greatest detective, but not actually figuring it out, or going missing halfway through, and even Superman and Wonder Woman as well. It just kind of got lost in translation in the sense.
Yeah, it did. I feel like it was 9 issues. I feel like I'm just looking at Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock is 12 issues. I feel like this should have easily been like a 10 to 12 issue run, just to kind of flesh out a few things. Even because to be honest, I feel like I actually have to read it again to pick up on points that I may have missed. Because I feel like I missed a few points. I don't want to sound stupid, but sometimes I feel like, wait, are those heroes dead? Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, and what? So he's gone to the future now, has he?
What it is that there's him from 5 minutes ago. That one is gonna. I think that's the one that goes to prison. Like that's the one that carries on. The one that is 5 minutes before, stays in the field waiting for the one. It's weird. It's like a weird kind of
cycle kind of thing.
Yeah, and then Booster Gold came up with the idea of cloning him. So going to the future, cloning him and bringing a body back, because obviously they need a body of Wally West.
Oh right. Yeah.
So they cloned him and they brought a body back. Again, it's time travel nonsense. Do you know what I mean? And comic books.
Yeah.
You really have to kind of
one's stuck in a cell and one's going off into space apparently because of that new book.
Well, no, one's going to stay in the loop. One's always going to be in the loop of having to talk to himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
In that field, one always has to stay and do that. The other one, who basically carries on, who's in the cell, he's the one that's going to end up going into space at some point. After we find out what happens once he's in the cell.
Okay.
That's the thing. Do you know anything about time travel? Which it's the Flash, so I suppose we knew that they were going to use time travel, but it can be so confusing. Do you know what I mean? It can be so confusing regarding time travel. This is why I'm as I'm reviewing this comic, I'm focusing on Wally West's state of mind, if that makes sense.
But that's what I'm thinking as well, because at the end of all of this, you're gonna get one peed off Wally West.
Yeah.
How you that guy that has to stay there for eternity talking of himself.
I don't think we'll probably see that one again. I don't think we'll see that one again. The one that we'll end up seeing again is the one that's in the cell. the one that basically went back to Sanctuary and has to deal with the aftermath of everything.
But what I'm saying is, because what you're saying is that one is probably going to be the one that goes off into space, right?
Yeah,
But he's going to be the main Wally for the next how many years, I reckon. But then we're gonna 5-10 years down the line now. We're talking as in comics, like Jean Grey dead for 10 years comes back, and that I think he's gonna come back and he's gonna be the evil Wally West or something. Something's gonna happen. I think anyway.
Do you know what? That would be great. You know, I actually kind of like the idea that we've got this Wally West that's just been in comic books that's dealt with this whole Sanctuary thing.
Yeah.
And kind of redeemed himself.
Yeah.
And then a few years down the line, this Wally West who's just stuck in the snoop is like, you know what, F this. Who gets angry and bitter and it's like, you know what, and then that's his anti-evil. I would like, you know what, I feel like that's the potentials of a great storyline later on. So
yeah.
You know, I'm all for that.
Yeah, it has kind of been done before. I mean, it was in the I don't think you saw it, but it was actually in the TV series where you had the Barry Allen that was an evil Barry.
Yeah, I did see that. That was Savitar storyline where he breaks off and makes it's like time loops of himself, and then one of them stayed behind and got bitter and angry, and
I think one thing that would make this a great story is, like I said, if it was 10, 15 years down the line, like after Tom King, back in the days we had this guy you know, he did all this and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He forgets about him, like, and then 15 years down the line, some new blood comes in.
Yeah, I would love that.
Brings back Wally. Why is there two Wally Wests?
Yeah, then you have to go back. Did you ever read Heroes in Crisis back in 2018? That would be dope. But you know what, everybody? For when that does happen, you heard it here first on the Source Wall.
Title, when are we going to see that Wally back? What are we going to see that Wally West? Something like that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I think, you know what? That Tom King might come back to this later on. Who knows?
Yeah,
this might be his thing that he might want to do and come back to it. So
yeah,
you never know. But
definitely.
At the moment, it has its flaws. Like he said, it just jumps from one group of heroes investigating to a completely. I understand why Harley Quinn and Booster Gold were investigating it, because obviously they were the ones that were framed. It makes sense.
Of course.
It's just, and obviously if they picked up a couple of extra people along the way, it being Batgirl and Blue Beetle, makes sense. I understand that. It's just that where were Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman? How come they all couldn't have been? They could have been investigating, and these guys are investigating, and then that scene at the end in the field. Why couldn't they have all been there? You get what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's just also,
because they didn't have that conclusion as well. I think they didn't have that. You know, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They didn't come back at the end. So after that whole scene with everyone in the middle, even though I did like it because there was a little joke in that little circle as well, right?
Yeah,
I remember there was a joke there, and Harley Quinn punched.
Yeah, that was funny. She's like,
kick someone in the balls or something.
Yeah, she's like, she says, I've lost control, like you did. I did not so great things. People got hurt. So I want you to hear this from me, from my heart. And then she knees him in the balls and says, "You framed me and you killed my girl. F you, you F." and then Wally West from like 10 minutes later or whatever is like, "Oh right, that happens," and it lingers. So that was quite funny. And it was so Harley Quinn. I likes that.
Yeah.
One other thing
was good.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, it was good.
One other thing I liked about this comic is that it cleverly brought back, because Rebirth and even this comic to a degree has been all about bringing things back that the New 52 got rid of. Yeah. So I said to you, Ted Cord is alive, which was great, but we've also got characters like, let's see if I can find a good example. Vixen is shown here. There's really some again, the new Blue Beetle, which is Jaime Reyes. We know they're right. Here's another a good one. It's got Beast Boy from the Teen Titans, and he mentions Terra. He mentions Terra, obviously, like because of the Judas contract.
Oh, okay.
So he says basically, I think about Terra all the time. Every morning I wake up and I hope she's there, and it's like because
wait
of the.
a minute. Go quick explanation of that, because I'm not really familiar with Terror in the whole.
No, I was going to explain. So the Judas contract. The Judas contract was a story.
Batman had the know-how of how to get everybody, right?
No, that was I forgot what that one was called. I know what you're thinking. That was Tower of Babel.
Yes.
Judas contract was when the Teen Titans got a new girl called Terra, and she joined them, and then they loved her. Beast Boy fell for her, but it turned out she was working for Slade, Deathstroke the whole time. Yeah. So then she betrayed them all. It was all a ploy to get Deathstroke to basically take out the Teen Titans. So like, they did an animated movie of it recently in the recent years. It's one of the best storylines in the Teen Titans cartoon, and it's like a popular comic book. But when the New 52 happened, all that history was erased. It didn't happen. So now that Rebirth is back, and then we got Heroes in Crisis, we got Beast Boy mentioning it in Sanctuary. So now it's like, Judas contract happened. Do you know what I mean? Nice little nods like that are cool. I feel like go on.
Go on.
I was just gonna say one of the things about reading the little therapy sessions, I can't think of one off the top of my head besides that, but it kind of lets you know, oh, that character's back, or oh, that story happened, and I like that. I like that they've brought that Tom King brought some stuff back that is officially there when it happened. Yeah.
There was going off on a little bit of a tangent here. I was watching Comics Explained. And he was talking about the Justice League that's been going on for a while now. I'm not sure if you've been reading it, but basically, this is one thing that I love about DC, and I do wish I read a lot more DC when I was younger as well, so that I can, I know that kind of history and theology of the DC universe. I kind of know the Marvel universe, but for the DC, it's kind of all lost in, I haven't read a lot of the old school books or even like
research
books that are research. But there was he was saying about with this new one that like Lex Luthor, while he was growing up back in the days, his father he used to hit him, beat him, and stuff because he was too clever for his boots, and his father was an idiot and he wasn't clever and all that shizzle. But now in the new Justice League, what's actually happening is that what is his name? Brainiac.
Yeah.
Brainiac has been destroyed or something, and now he's come back. And him and I think Luthor's trying to bring him back, but try to kind of transplant his knowledge into him. And because Brainiac has traveled the universe, and this has all got to do with the source wall breaking as well. Yeah. But because of the Brainiac has traveled the universe and knows a lot of deep stuff that's been going on, he basically is telling Luthor a story of that artifact that I was going to say Randall Savage.
Randall Savage.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Randall Savage.
Vandal Savage. That's it. So Vandal Savage, who is pretty much immortal now, back in the days, in the caveman days, he didn't get hit by a meteorite, but a meteorite came down.
He was the only one brave enough out of his peers to kind of like go near it, and it changed him.
And it changed him. But what Brainiac was saying to Luthor was that throughout the years that Vandal Savage has had this artifact, he's kind of tried to get other people's knowledge about what it is and the science of it, in a sense, and try to figure out what it is. But he's kind of gone to different people like Einstein or Leonardo, and throughout the whole history of throughout the whole history of his life, he's been going to smart people to try and figure things out, but getting bits and pieces of them, not telling them the whole thing itself, you know. So they might know a little bit of it, but they don't know everything. So
yeah,
but then it comes to Lex Luthor's father now, and Lex Luthor's father figures it out, and he actually figured out what it is and the secrets of this artifact. And even though Vandal Savage has lived so long, he still hasn't figured it out. Yeah. So then I can't remember what happened. I watched it and stopped and came back. But basically what happened was Vandal Savage messed him up and pretty much destroyed his career, which is why, going back to what you said about the before New 52 and Rebirth now, is like back before the New 52, Lex Luthor's father was an idiot and he wasn't clever and hitting him. But now with this Rebirth stuff, it's kind of bringing that old stuff back, but bringing it into a new light and telling people to take on it. It's like,
I like that.
That was true. He was an idiot.
There's a reason for it.
It's a reason for it. It is this, and it's like, damn,
that's sick. That is sick.
Yeah, that's why I love comics, man. Just
man,
nitty gritties. Everybody's trying to tell a story and different stories, but then when you connect one story to another,
when that happens,
years back, you're like, I need to know more, man.
Yeah,
I wish I remember the Justice League though.
I mean, to be honest,
happening.
I usually don't read team books, you know, like this run of the Avengers is the first team book I've ever collected.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, not including like X-Men. X-Men doesn't count. You always pick X-Men up every now and again, but this is the first time I've collected an ongoing team book. Things like Justice League, I always end up either reading about them or getting the graphic novel, but I've never. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I have that many Justice League.
I've been reading a lot of team books lately. I've been reading Guardians. Guardians has been so sick, man.
Yeah,
it's so good. Guardians of the Galaxy. Fantastic Four. I've got two issues to catch up on.
Yeah.
X-Men Standard.
Yeah.
Team book reading?
I have to say, just to kind of go back on myself a bit, back in the day, and this is before the New 52 as well, I used to collect Grant Morrison's run on Teen Titans, which was sick. If you guys, if you want a good Teen Titans run, read Grant Morrison's. You know, you see things in comics now where, like, regarding Batman, where you will see like Superboy from the future or Robin from the future and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if you see stuff because I think they touched on that in Action Comics, not in Detective Comics. Grant Morrison started that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
really?
Titans of Tomorrow. That was like Grant Morrison. So the fact that they're bringing that stuff back now, oh man.
What was the team from the future?
The team from the future. The Legion of Superheroes. Legion of Superheroes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian Michael Bendis he's going to be writing that, isn't he?
Is it? I didn't know that, but that sounds sick.
Yeah, no, because I was listening to a couple of podcasts and they was talking about, one of them was them talking about him about to write it, and this is the thing, like, for me, Legion, for what they were saying, I think someone wrote into them and was asking about Legion of superheroes. But the thing is like, Legion of Superheroes, apparently, I don't know, because I've never read Legion of Superheroes, but they are so kind of in the crux of the DC universe, in a sense. Like, if you've read, it can be difficult to get into them and read about them because they're so entangled with the DC universe, and it's hard to kind of, you know, you got to be an old school reader.
Yeah, I suppose you do. There's a lot of history with them lot as well. One thing I like that you say that they're doing a new one, because you never watched the cartoon at all either, did you?
No, I didn't.
Came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s as well. That was a pretty decent cartoon. What I like about Legion of Superheroes is that they always come back in time and grab a Kryptonian. So Superman in his early days was taken from time and became what he is, but partly because of the Legion of Superheroes. Same with Supergirl, and same with Connor Kent, Superboy.
Yeah,
I think it will be sick now that Brian Michael Bendis is writing his run. If they took Jonathan Kent, would be so sick and put him with the Legion of Superheroes.
And he has been aged up recently as well.
Yeah, so I think it'll be sick if he goes with them.
Yeah,
especially because we're practically gonna have two Superboys now as well. Like, Connor Kent is back.
He said in what I think he was in I think it was a podcast where they was interviewing him. It's called the Bendis Tape. I can't remember the actual podcast, but it's a really good podcast. And he did mention that they're not going to meet yet, but there's something in the cards for Connor Kent and Jonathan Kent to meet.
Jonathan Kent. I can't wait.
It's Connor Kent Connor Kent.
It will be Connor Kent. Yeah,
Superboy Prime isn't back yet, is he?
No. Superboy, God knows what happened to him. I don't know. I mean, I know what happened to him in the sense of when they defeated him. I've got the comic book, but
he hasn't been since.
I don't think he's been back since. If they brought back Superboy Prime, though, I'm telling you, comic books is over. Like, it's gonna go crazy as well because he was mad powerful. It took Superboy a bunch of flashes. It took a lot of people to beat him. Like, two Supermen. It was a lot to defeat Superboy Prime. So if they bring him back, you know who might bring him back? This guy. I mean, he's not on the cover, but Dr. Manhattan. If Superboy Prime was to come back, it would be Dr. Manhattan.
I was going to say Jeff Johns.
Well, yeah.
Jeff Johns is the guy to bring him back, though.
Yeah, Jeff Johns is the guy to bring.
So both Jeff Johns and.
Hang on, I said Grant Morrison. Was it Jeff Johns or Grant Morrison who wrote that Teen Titans run?
I think you said Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I don't think it was Grant Morrison. I have to get back to you on that. Sorry, I'm going to go shallow for a minute. Bear with me.
Boy, that was a tangent and a half. Boy.
It was a dope tangent, though. Hang on. Teen Titans comics. Sorry, I need to know who it was.
Was it Teen Titans? Yeah.
I don't like. But I want. Because I love reading these, but I don't like giving out the wrong information.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, Jeff Johns. Sorry, it was Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns, yeah. So yeah, if anyone was to bring back
excuse me.
Superboy Prime, it'd be Jeff Johns. But that run on Teen Titans was dope. I recommend that.
Jeff Johns is the man though.
He's like the grandmaster of comic books, man.
yeah. Speaking of grandmasters in comic books, I think we should get onto the comic book pool list.
Oh my days, yeah.
Kind of nearly forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, comic book pool list. So we have War of the Realms issue 6. This will be the final issue. This one's this one's the final issue for from Jason Aaron. Okay, so I've enjoyed it. It has been okay, but then I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I need it to be over now. I think it's the tie-ins that put me off. I swear to God, tie-ins that put me off.
Marvel are the worst because I've got just recently came in the post for me was Fantastic Four. And I'm behind on Fantastic Four, but I'm kind of gonna skip because I'm reading War of the Realms. I'm gonna read this issue of Fantastic Four, but then there's also the 4 comic, which is also tying in. I'm kind of lost, so I need to get a kind of a timeline. Yeah,
they normally do the timelines at the back of the comics.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the back and read the timeline because one of the things I don't like about Marvel when they do events is their tie-ins. DC does it as well, but it's not as convoluted. It's not as convoluted. So, and you might not be you're most likely going to be collecting the DC comics than you are the Marvel ones, because with Marvel it's like every comic they have.
Well, it's not the thing. The thing is, I don't mind when they do like one issue of Amazing Spider-Man, for instance, that ties in with it. It is a bit distracting when you're actually reading a main comic storyline, and then it just cuts off to this event, and then it comes back to the main. Where you're like, what the hell happened? But then
you got to read that little box. Oh, if you missed that, go read. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but then with the thing with this one, War of Realms, is like they're bringing out so many different comics that have got different titles for this one. And that's what really puts me off, man, and gets me lost. So, I mean, I have been keeping up with it. It is the last issue as well, so I'm definitely going to get it. But we shall see what happens. I'll read the synopsis. The world-shattering conclusion of War of the Realms. The tides begin to turn as unexpected allies appear in a twist that will shake the heavens. Malekith's allies are faltered at last before the might of all Earth's heroes. But the Dark Elf King has one trick, and it's got a venomous bite. Out of options, the God of Thunder makes a sacrifice that will leave him forever changed. But will it be enough? And what heroes may fall in his wake? Midgard sealed as Jason Aaron's year-long saga comes to an epic conclusion. Bearing in mind, we spoke about King 4.
I was just gonna say, like, King 4's next.
Can't wait. So, that's why it's number 1 on the list. Simply because, like I said to you earlier, or asked you, do you even remember what happened? Batman Damned issue 3 of 3 is next. Conclusion to the groundbreaking series by a critically acclaimed.
Wait, conclusion?
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Critically acclaimed team of writer Brian Azzarello. I always say it right in my head.
I think it's Azzarello, isn't it? Or something like that.
Azzarello.
Yeah.
And Lee Bermejo is here. Batman's most baffling case brings him face to face with his worst nightmare in this highly anticipated finale. Yeah. Can you remind me what happened in this?
Nah, man, not this time. Usually it comes to me, like when we've done this with Doomsday Clock, it's like, oh, didn't... to be honest, even like I got issue 10 of Doomsday Clock to read, and I can't remember what happened in issue 9. So DC takes too long to put their stuff out, man. So
do you know what's getting me baffled about this is because he was trying to sort out a case, and Deadman was helping him out.
Yes,
but I'm getting confused because
no, Constantine was helping him. Deadman was helping him, but I don't think. Deadman was helping him, but I don't think Bruce was aware that Deadman was helping him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was a comic with Tom King, and Batman's been induced. He's been dreaming about it. There was a few issues where he was hallucinating, and Constantine was helping him as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was getting those two confused.
Nah, I'm pretty sure Constantine was helping because I think he went to because Constantine's the narrator in this book, I think. Yeah. So yeah, Constantine's helping him. Deadman's about, but I don't think Batman's aware that Deadman's helping him. And then it was the Joker. Yeah, they're trying to figure out who killed the Joker.
Yes. And
are we
to a club, I think, and
yeah,
anyway,
and are we sure that the Joker's dead as well? I swear there's a hint that he might not be dead, or there was a hint that Batman killed him. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's gonna be one of those ones where I might have to read it all again as well. Like, it's all out.
All I know is we're not gonna see the penis again. That's for sure.
I hope not. It's funny though, when that happened, nobody said anything in that same month when I was looking at Dr. Manhattan's dick. Like, no one said anything. Like, it was blatantly there. His blue schlong just waving around in the pages. But anyways.
All right. Speaking of waving around, Black Panther issue 13, New Arc. It's by Ta-Nehisi Coates and Daniel Acuna. A new arc and first contact with Wakanda Prime. 2000 season starts here. Weeks ago, the Black Panther disappeared on a mission into deep space, leaving behind his country, his family, and the woman he loves. Find out at last what Wakanda Prime has done without its king.
Do you read that?
I have been reading it.
Okay.
Has the race against Njadaka's expansion continues, the goddess Bast makes a dramatic move, and T'Challa reaches out for the life he left behind. I have been reading it. It has been very confusing in a sense because it started off with him just being in outer space, and there's other people who are from Wakanda that are there. So I wasn't sure whether it was like it's back in the days and they've kind of kept the name T'Challa, or but it's all coming together now, and I think this new story arc will. I think this is where the whole action begins, because basically Wakanda has gone out to the stars and they've expanded their.
Oh wow!
They've expanded their scene basically. So there's actually like they're pretty big in the solar system, in a particular solar system. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here on in.
When you say the woman he loves, is it Storm?
It is indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, they're still together, man. Yeah. That's what I mean. The last page before it moved on to this arc was them in bed together and him talking to her, talking about him being a king and things like that. So yeah, it'd be interesting where this new arc takes us. Another one I've been reading is Conan the Barbarian.
Oh man, I forgot. What issue are they on now?
Issue 7.
Right, graphic novel should be out soon. 7 is usually the end of the first arc.
Okay, this one's The Many Loves of Conan. There have been many loves of Conan's life beyond ale and battle, but nothing is sacred as the Crimson Witch twists what is truly best in life. Plus the new chapter in the all-new Conan novel, Black Starlight. This one's by Jason Aaron's, Mahmoud A. Assur, and Isak Rybik.
Isak Rybik. Is that the artist? Yes,
yeah. I love his work, man.
Dope, yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah. I swear he's if I didn't have to use my phone for a lot, I'd Google him if it's the artist I'm thinking of. But anyway, he's dope. He's
good.
Yeah, he's not Rybik. I need to Google him. I can't. Anyway,
did you want to find out?
I need to turn the light off a second. 1 second. If it's the artist I'm thinking of.
He's a Croatian guy.
He's done a lot of work. He's got this art style that.
Yeah, he did.
He's got a nickname. This one I'm thinking of. Oh, why is it into?
He does a lot of cover art. He was doing.
Oh yeah. I got some of these comics. Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, he's a dope artist. I love his art style. His art style is so sick. That's when certain character who's going to be coming back in in 4, he did the artwork. Now he's sick.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So the last one for tonight is Amazing Spider-Man issue 24.
Okay.
This is all leading up to Nick Spencer's landmark 25th issue, 1 issue away from 25, and the chickens are coming home to roost. Who is the mysterious bandaged figure who seems to be in every shadow, and what does he want with Spider-Man? This issue won't answer all your questions, but it will answer some that will drop your jaw.
Dun, dun, dun. Do you know? I have stopped collecting The Amazing Spider-Man. I had to, because
is it the Hunted?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is the last one that came in my pool was the epilogue to that. So I figured the ones, because what I've got, I'll just binge read at some point. And then that'll be it for me in The Amazing Spider-Man until, I don't know, I feel like picking it up again. But I'm still collecting Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It's just that I had to cut off a lot of comics because it was becoming so expensive for me, and it was hard to say goodbye to Spider-Man. But I thought I didn't want to get rid of X-Men. I didn't want to get rid of Fantastic Four because they've just come back. Do you know what I mean? Spider-Man is always around, so I had to let him go. Had to do it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be another new Spider-Man, so maybe you can get that one. That's going to be what? How many issues is that going to be again? 7 issues.
I'm not supporting that. We already discussed this. No way I'm supporting.
Let's support the young talents, eh?
Yeah, I'm down for supporting the young talents, but the young talents that's worked hard, that's paid their dues. Dad, can I work? Dad, can I work on your next book with you? Sure, why not? I got nothing better to do. No,
I think I know some people. Let me get back to you, son.
Let me get back to you, Marvel. No, I'm not supporting that. We don't support nepotism, all right?
What we do support is comics.
We do support comics, good comics.
Yeah. And on that note, are we done?
I
think we're done, man. This is coming up to an hour and 50 minutes.
Well, I'm getting hungry, so we got to edit there.
I gotta edit this shizzle and shizzle. And
I've got Doomsday Clock to read, Batman Who Laughs. I want to try and squeeze in an episode of Legion. I gotta eat my dinner, But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on issue 66.
Yep.
Issue 66 of The Source Wall.
Again, if you guys have got any free time between now and Sunday the 6th, go out and see Isha. Like I said, she's playing at the Omnibus Theatre between today and the 30th of June. You can catch her any of those days from 7:30, which is when the play starts. Did I read? I don't think I've read the synopsis. Did I?
Read it again.
I don't think I did. So she's starring in a theatre play called My Brother Jamal by Mark Gray. And basically it says, look deep into my eyes. Can you tell who I am on the inside? Spade and Jamal are enemies. They are soldiers at war fighting under opposing flags. When destiny throws them together on night, they peel back the skin to discover what politicians, governments, and corporations have been trying to hide. That they are one and the same. They are brothers. Join Spade and Jamal on their amazing and heartbreaking journey of self-discovery. So yeah, check it out if you can.
Yeah, sounds pretty dope.
From today until Sunday, tickets are £15. Yeah, support her if you can, and let us know how it is.
Yeah, get back to us and we'll talk about it when she gets back.
Yeah, defo.
Yeah. In fact, we will talk about it when she gets back. We'll be like, hey, so how was the thing that you did? And she'll be like, yeah, it was this, that, and the third. And we'll be like, damn. Got to tune in for that, man. Just giving you little ad-libs.
So that's it for the show. If you missed us live, you're probably listening to us or watching us on YouTube. But if you're not, you can listen to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere where you can find your podcast. We're also on YouTube, like we said. We come live on Wednesdays around 7:30ish,
give or take.
Give or take. But yeah, definitely check us out again. Like I said, 66 episodes. You can go back and listen to our old ones, and make sure you come back and listen to our new ones.
Yeah, you'll see how well we've improved as well.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah,
also, what's that?
I guess we'll see you next week. But
oh no, I was just gonna say, because we can't forget this. If you like the Source Wall and you want to support the Source Wall, go buy our merch. We got t-shirts, hats, vests, and other things that you don't want it, but you need it. You need it. You need it.
Yeah.
So go to Teespring/dasourcewall and use the code dasource20. Is it?
Dasource20. Yep.
Yeah.
Get your
Get you
discount
some.
because, as you can see, we need lights in this place. And
I'm using my phone, man.
But no,
light bulb.
Yeah, seriously, thanks for joining us today, and yeah, hopefully see you guys again next week. And yeah,
Don't forget to bring a sandwich.
Exactly.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace.